And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Ethereum analysis video. Yes, we're only going to be going over Ethereum today. So on that note, I will be covering both pairings, okay? ETHUSD as well as ETHBTC. Now, we are going to start off with ETHUSD because, well, that is going to be the pair that really tips us off on trend, the direction of the overarching trend. Now, I'm going to actually first start off with that weekly time frame. We're currently on the weekly time frame, and as you can see, I mean, Ethereum is actually performing really well, just primarily off of its, major regions of support, okay, support and resistance. So I'm referring to the horizontal lines in addition to, well, the cloud regions. However, for Ethereum, I'm actually going to put on simple moving averages as opposed to exponential moving averages, because I've repeated this in the past, wherein Ethereum actually does really well off of simple moving averages, okay? So we are going to be using this template today. By the way, as far as templates are concerned, now Mango, we do offer the free Mango ribbon, wherein you get our cloud settings. So you get the Ichimoku Cloud. In addition to that, you get a bunch of EMAs and MAs. I believe it's 4 to 5. Now, it is completely free, so if you are someone who wants access to it, you can just use the link in the description below and sign up. But make sure to sign up using that link. It's just easier for me to sort of keep track on who has requested access. Okay, so you can use that to sign up. Now, getting back onto the chart, ETHUSD, and as you can see, Ethereum's bullish structure is intact. The last time we spoke about Ethereum, okay, we were in a very similar sort of setup that we had on Bitcoin, wherein even on the weekly time frame, we're putting in a series of higher lows, and that's essentially what we were looking for Ethereum to maintain as well. So we had one low that was put in here. Now, this was the week of 31st of August. Okay, the next one, we came swiftly down on the week of 21st of September when the markets actually saw that big dump to the downside. Notice how Ethereum's wick, we didn't take out this wick low right here. Okay, so we came in and we put in a higher wick low. And also notice how well price has been getting eaten back up by the bulls. The bulls have been able to step in on each week, trying to push price back up over its major levels of support. Okay, primarily the ones that we're looking at here is the Tenkin and that 10 SMA. We are currently sandwiched between those two levels, but you have to really assess the overall picture on Ethereum. If I just kind of fix my scale there and just zoom out of this picture, it is looking good. Okay, and once again, just like how we have for Bitcoin, Ethereum too, ever since the coronavirus dump, we have been putting in an uptrend. Those are a bunch of higher lows on the weekly time frame. Okay, not just that, we are living well over our support region, our major support region, which is this right here at $321. Now, this was a region that I have been putting emphasis on every time I speak about Ethereum, because if you just go and pan on over to the monthly time frame, I'm going to quickly switch on over to the monthly time frame. You'll notice I'm just going to zoom into this price action, and mind you guys, I'm using the Kraken exchange because I do believe that Kraken is pretty rich in Ethereum's price history. So the last time we spoke about Ethereum, I spoke to you about a range, okay, a range that a price range that Ethereum was actually living underneath now, okay, all the way since July of 2018, and that was this range right here from $322. Okay, I'm actually going to bring this a little down. I think it's this wick high right here. Okay, now this wick high sitting at around $318, coming all the way down to, well, the candle body closes here, which is sitting at around 291, give or take. Okay, now that was the range that Ethereum was kind of living under for over almost 2 years. Okay, almost 2 years, and we finally managed to take it out on the month of July 2020. All right, so that was a big sort of bullish accomplishment there. The bulls really took over there, and I do believe just by the mere sort of close over that region, okay, I do believe that the bulls are still very much in control of Ethereum's chart. Now, another thing I brought to your attention about this overarching sort of trend or the pattern, okay, that we're seeing on this chart right now is this double bottom on the monthly time frame. So if I just kind of have to fix my scale again, let's go ahead and plot in that beautiful measured move, right, of the double bottom. We broke right around here. I'm actually going to plot it from this region right here, okay, at $319. Now, if we have to plot the measured move from that break, okay, the measured move will take Ethereum all the way up to $575. Okay, that is the measured move of that beautiful double bottom-like formation. However, please note that we are still currently sitting underneath resistance at around $391. It's if and only if we can actually take that out to the upside will I actually be expecting continuation. Okay, as things stand right now, it is a bullish picture, but as far as the continuation goes, it's going to be an if this, then that. Okay, we'll kind of have to really assess how price reacts off of its regions of resistance to anticipate a continuation to the upside. So there is a time factor here now. Now getting back onto the weekly time frame. Now here we are, Ethereum on that weekly time frame. So now essentially if we have to see further continuation to the upside, what I will be looking for on the weekly time frame at the very least is for price to start living over that 10 simple moving average as well as that $388 region, which is pretty much this horizontal coming in right around here. Okay, now all these horizontals on my chart, they're all weekly levels. Now, I want you to notice how price has been reacting off of those two regions of resistance, the primary one being 388, as well as that 10 simple moving average. Now, while we have been holding that 10 SMA as resistance for only 3 weeks, that $388 region we have been holding as resistance for 6 weeks. Okay, so from the two regions of resistance overhead, I will be giving $388 more importance. Okay, if we can start living over that region, I will be looking for continuation to the upside. But I do believe that the first tip off that we're going to get is going to be on those lower time frames. So let's now quickly pan on over to, actually no, before we pan on over to the daily time frame, there's one thing that I really want to bring to your attention here. This is a very bullish picture for Ethereum, okay, and that is the fact that the cloud, the Ichimoku Cloud on the weekly time frame has finally turned green. We've seen a twist, we've seen that Kumo twist, and we have a green cloud right now. Okay, price is inside the cloud. As soon as we start taking 388 to the upside, I will be looking for a clean edge to edge. All right, and when I say edge to edge, now an edge to edge trade refers to from one edge of the cloud to the other edge of the cloud. And similarly, we have similar trade setups for even a C-span trade where you're looking at a trade from the Kijun coming all the way down to the Tenkin and vice versa. These are the kind of terminologies that Sean and I, you'll find that we use in our daily videos. Okay, so just for you to keep up, that's what it means. An edge to edge on the cloud is basically from one edge, a trade from one edge of the cloud all the way to the other edge of the cloud. Okay, so as soon as we start taking the 10 SMA and the $388 region to the upside, I will be looking for a clean edge to edge on ETH/USD on that weekly cloud. But like I said, your first tip off is going to be given to you on those lower time frames. Now let's pan on over quickly to the daily time frame and see where we are relative to those regions. Now, as things stand on the daily time frame, you can see that Ethereum is currently sandwiched once again between the same sort of regions of, well, support and resistance that we just spoke about on the weekly time frame, right? The primary one being 388. I want you to look at these candle body closes and wicks around this region right here. Okay, 388, that was our weekly level. All right, and then the support underneath us comes in at 372, and you can see this confluence there with that 50 simple moving average, and you can also see that 10 SMA moving up really aggressively right now. And this is really interesting, okay? It's an interesting picture right now. Why? Because you can see that the $388 region that we derived, okay, from that weekly price action coming into play even on the daily time frame. Now, for those of you in the Mango Seed program, I think Sean has really drilled this in that you usually see levels from those higher time frames come swinging in even on the lower time frames, and that's why it's very important to zoom out. Now, I do believe that Ethereum will start taking a bearish turn as soon as we start living under. Okay, we take out this region of support right around here. So I'm looking at these candle wicks and candle body closes. You can see that that was our breakout point on 9th of October. Okay, we start closing candles underneath that. It is likely that Ethereum is coming down further. The next point of support I'll be looking at is basically the bottom of the daily cloud. You can see how well Ethereum has been respecting it, just like Bitcoin. Okay, bottom of the daily cloud, this will be coming in at $341. We start losing that to the downside. The next region of support only comes in at $319. But what's really important about this region right here is that it is also in line with the 20 simple moving average. Okay, however, I do believe that you're going to get your first tip off on this being lost. Okay, this region of support being lost as soon as Ethereum takes out this wick low right here. This comes in at around $365. I'm actually going to go ahead and mark that with a vertical line right there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to drill down onto the 4-hour time frame to tell you exactly what it is that I'm looking at. Now, as you can see on the 4-hour time frame, now this, I just marked that with a vertical line, but it's going to be this wick low right here. We start taking this guy out on the 4-hour time frame, there's a good chance we're coming down even further. Okay, the next region is going to be the 361 region. That's the one we just spoke about on the daily time frame. That was the breakout point for Ethereum right around here. We start taking out these lows right here. I will be looking for continuation to the downside, even Ethereum possibly breaking this point of support, this breakout point. Okay, at which point I do believe price will be taking a bearish turn. But as things stand right now, I mean, we're still holding the trend. We're maintaining that trend. What I will be looking for is, right now we can see that bearish cross, right, between the 10 simple moving average as well as that 20 simple moving average. I may actually expect a move all the way down to, well, this pink region right here at around $372. Okay. But I want to see the bulls actually start showing strength here and manage to pick price back up. And if you notice, Ethereum actually has a falling channel, okay, at play. Now, I do believe that it has the right volume nodes to support it. It's either for falling channel or even a falling wedge, any way you want to look at it. And if you're playing patterns like this, make sure to have your invalidation points in place, okay? Invalidation points will keep you safe from holding on to losing trades, my friends. So this is what ETHUSD is doing on the macro timeframes. I think it is beautiful. I think it is bullish. But now let's quickly pan on over to ETHBTC and see what it is up to. And once again, I'm going to start with the weekly, okay? And look at this picture, guys. It's beautiful. Now, a lot of people get confused as to, okay, you know, what pair should I play? Honestly, guys, it really depends on what your end goal is. Okay, if your end goal is to collect USD, then by all means play the USD chart. Okay, if your end goal is to collect Bitcoin, now my end goal is to collect Bitcoin, I usually want to see how any sort of underlying cryptocurrency is performing relative to Bitcoin. Okay, because what this is telling me, what this chart tells me, is how bullish Ethereum is relative to Bitcoin. Is this going to rally harder than Bitcoin? Okay, if it is, then I will be looking at Ethereum as the more favorable trade compared to Bitcoin. All right, that's how I personally am looking at it. Now, as things stand right now for FBTC, it's looking good. Relative to Bitcoin, it's looking good. We are holding support at around 0.032 sats. Okay, we're holding it as support, and we have held it now for what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. Now, 5 weeks in a row, it's been very, very strong support, and I want you to notice how aggressively that Tenkan is moving up right now. Once again, it's the same sandwich that we saw on ETHUSD, wherein we're currently sandwiched between that 10 simple moving average and that region of support underneath us. As soon as we start taking the 10 simple to the upside, I will be looking for a move all the way to 0.037 sats. From where price is sitting at right now to that region is going to be a good 10% to the upside. Of course, it's going to be an if this then that. That is if we manage to take out the 10 SMA, only then will I really anticipate a move all the way up to 0.037 sats. What's really cool about the weekly picture right now is all the slopes are, well, positive. Okay, we have a bullish TK cross. Price is inside the cloud. If we start trending up, we may very well see an edge to edge. And not just that, you can see all 3 MAs moving up really, really aggressively. And it's a bullish crossover setup as things stand. Okay, let's quickly get onto the 4-hour time frame and see what price could very well be doing there. Pull up that Ichimoku Cloud, and bada bing, bada boom. This is looking good. It's looking decent. Even on the 4-hour time frame, we have a green cloud. We have a bullish TK cross. Price is living over the cloud. When was the last time we did that? It was somewhere around here, September. Okay, so Ethereum is looking good. I do believe that we are in a falling wedge or falling channel-like structure. We could see another dip down, and if you kind of just put that cloud back on, notice how we have the right volume nodes to support it. If we put the cloud back on, actually no, that was E. You'll notice that we have a Kumo twist coming in here, and usually there was one observation that Sean and I have made about, Kumo twist. When we see the cloud twist from red to green or vice versa, we usually see price get pulled into the Kumo twist. Now, because the Kumo twist is sitting underneath us, we usually see that kind of that magnetic sort of pull in. but it will depend on how price reacts relative to its regions of support. Now, the major support coming in for ETHUSD, ETHBTC, apologies, on that 4-hour time frame is that Tenkin. But if you have to really kind of mark out the overall pattern, okay, the channel or the wedge, however you want to look at it, I'm actually going to put on my volume notes too for this one. And boom. I think it's more like a wedge than anything else. Okay, if you have to, and then we go ahead, put that cloud back on, you'll notice that we could very well sort of come down here, possibly even get an official test of that 50 simple moving average that is moving up really, really aggressively right now. And also another thing that could potentially be tipping us off on another dip is that bearish crossover setup between the 10 simple as well as that 20. Okay, we could potentially see something like this and then a break. So I'll be kind of watching out for how price reacts off of this, primarily that Tenkin. We start losing the Tenkin once again, I'll be looking for continuation to the downside. If we start losing that to the downside, then I think the next, we may get a very, very clean C-span trade from the Tenkin all the way down to the Kijun. This region of support coming in at 0.032 sats. Okay, it's going to be an if this then that here, but overall the structure is pretty decent. And if there's one thing that's tipping me off on this actually wanting to see continuation, it's honestly, guys, it's that weekly time frame. That weekly is what's keeping traders safe right now. Okay, this weekly time frame, not just on Ethereum but also on Bitcoin, is what is keeping me safe personally. All right, it's what's keeping my biases at bay. It's letting me know whether a chart is bullish or bearish and where the overall trend is heading. All right, and this picture right now, honestly, guys, just look at this. It's looking good. We're currently sitting on support. We've been getting supported for 4 weeks in a row. Okay, and I will be looking at giving this more precedence than anything else that's happening on those lower time frames. Okay, this is that major weekly support. Sure, we could see price come down there, but I do believe that the picture, the overall bullish picture, would still be intact. Okay, now, yeah, this is all I have for you for Ethereum, ETHUSD, as well as ETHBTC. I think it's in bullish territory. And with this, guys, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao.